A bride falling out with her bridesmaid over a shared wedding photo on Facebook. Hospital patients urged to dress up instead of in their pajamas to get better faster. And a woman being kicked out of the Golden Corral for wearing a crop top. We are going to discuss 3 current event topics on dress in today's video. Welcome back to the Daily Connoisseur. My name's Jennifer and I'm the author of Lessons from Madame Chic and the Madame Chic series. And I like to talk about looking presentable always and other topics related to dress. So in today's video, I'm going to go over 3 current event news stories, all focused around dress. And I can't wait to hear what you think about all of them. Before we begin, today's video is brought to you by Skillshare. They are one of the great sponsors here on the Daily Connoisseur, and I really appreciate Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes. Skillshare has categories in design, illustration, business, technology, photo and film, entrepreneurship, and writing. Basically, any creative skill that you would like to learn, you could probably find it on Skillshare. Premium membership gives you unlimited access so you can join the classes in communities that are just right for you. It's super affordable. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. There are over 7 million creators learning with Skillshare. Click on the link below. 2 free months of Skillshare Premium. So definitely check out Skillshare, and I would like to thank them for sponsoring today's video. Let's get into the current events topics. These are good. I'm going to have all of the articles linked down for you below. Okay, let's start off with this article on the bride and the bridesmaid. So the title of the article says, "Bridesmaid called out for sharing photos of bride's wedding dress to Facebook without permission." This is unbelievable. All right, let me just read a few paragraphs from this article so you can get the idea of what's going on here. It says, "More often than not, a bride's wedding dress is kept a secret from her fiancé until the big day, and that was the wish of one bride until her bridesmaid took it upon herself to share a photo of the dress on Facebook. She said, 'I know I probably am, but just wanted to hear other opinions on whether they would be sad about it or if I just need to get a grip,' wrote the bride in a post. 'Getting married soon, and after trying on a lot of different dresses, I finally found the one, something I never thought I would due to being very body conscious and anxious. I went back for a final fitting at the weekend and took one of my bridesmaids as she wanted to see.' Bride continued to say that during the fitting, the bridesmaid decided to post a photo of her in the dress on Facebook. And to make matters even worse, the bridesmaid tagged the bride's fiancé in the post. Since she posted the photo during the appointment, a few hours passed before the bride even noticed what her bridesmaid had done. When I asked her to remove it, her response was, 'It doesn't matter if he's seen it, he's a man, so he'll have forgotten what it looks like in 5 minutes' time.' Continued the bride, 'My dad had also seen it as well, and it was going to be a surprise for him on the day too.'" This is so ridiculous that it's almost unbelievable, but I'm going to assume that this article is true. And you know what? Actually, I can believe it because I think that social media has just made people dumb. They cannot think for themselves sometimes, and they just are so desperate to share things with people and to seek attention that etiquette and courtesy has just completely flown out the window. And so the bride is on here wondering if she's right to be upset, and she is absolutely right to be upset. I mean, this is crazy. So basically, the bride goes to a fitting, finds the dress, the bridesmaid's there, takes a picture, and puts it on Facebook. I mean, most people would know that that is a big no-no. It is the bride's occasion. So I did a Facebook etiquette video, and I think I talked about this type of subject. So if anybody is having an important day that's all about them, okay, you should avoid ruining that for them and allow them to share their special day as they feel fit. Especially a wedding. I would say that is the most important thing. We recently went to a wedding and the bride was absolutely gorgeous. Hi, Joelle. And I would have loved to share her pictures, but I never would because that is not up to me. It's up to her. I just shared pictures of my daughters who were flower girls, but I would never have shared a picture of the bride on my social media account. Why? It's not mine to share. That's her image to debut. And I've actually known several instances in real life where people have attended weddings and they snap pictures of the brides and they immediately put it on Facebook, well, that might not be the debut picture that the bride wants out there, you know? And if she's like me, I don't really post that many personal pictures on Facebook. I wouldn't want that to happen. So it's almost like there needs to be a disclaimer. But with the bridesmaid, you'd think that as a good friend, she would understand that. So I think that that's absolutely appalling, and I would not be okay with that. What do you think? I would love to hear your comments below. And have you experienced something similar to this? Has somebody shared photos on Facebook of you or someone else that you were not okay with and that you didn't sanction? Let us know in the comment section below. Okay, the next article comes from the Telegraph in the UK, and it's about how hospital patients are told to get dressed to avoid pajama paralysis. And I thought this was so interesting. One of my readers sent me a similar article a few months ago. So basically, the hospitals are finding that when patients get dressed up instead of staying in their hospital gown or pajamas, their recovery time is so much more rapid. And isn't that so true? So I'm always saying that, you know, what we wear matters. And there are lots of people who think that what we wear does not matter at all. And so there's two camps. I would love to know which camp you're in. I think that what we wear matters deeply, even if you're not going anywhere. That's why I always say get dressed up, look presentable always, even if it's just you at home and you're not going anywhere, because it does something to you. It makes you feel productive. So let me just read a little bit from this article. As hospital patients across the country will be told to get up and dressed in the daytime in a bid to end pajama paralysis, which can cause premature frailty. Britain's chief nursing officer will today launch a national campaign to get patients moving after pilot schemes found that getting patients out of bed boosted their health and got them home earlier. Ward managers said the effort saw the average number of falls recorded per month fall from 12 to just 2. Staff said it was crucial to encourage a sense of normality among patients to avoid feelings of institutionalism, which could result in frailty. So I 100% agree with that. I think, you know, when you're wearing pajamas all day long, that you tend to feel tired, you feel lazy and sluggish, but when you get dressed, you know, and you look presentable, you feel a boost of energy. So I can totally see that. When I had my first child in the hospital, I think I was just so overwhelmed with everything, right? It was my first birth, and I stayed in my hospital gown for so long. I don't know why. And it was a funny story, but there were two other ladies from the birthing class that gave birth on the same day. And I went to go visit them, and I was the only one in my hospital gown, and they had since changed into nice, presentable clothes. And I thought, what am I doing in my hospital gown? And so I changed out of that, and I just felt much better. So I believe that 100%. And I would love to know what you think about that as well. Okay, and the final article, I saw this on Yahoo, about a woman who was kicked out of Golden Corral, that's a restaurant, I think it's a buffet chain, for wearing a crop top. A crop top is a shirt that shows your midriff, and sometimes, I think in her case, let me look at the picture here, she posted a picture of herself and to complain about, you know, getting kicked out of the restaurant. So I don't think she has a problem with having her picture up there, but I will leave it down below. But I'm looking at her outfit right now, and yes, it is a crop top, and it shows her midriff, and she's wearing very short shorts. It's a very revealing outfit, but she was upset that she was kicked out of the Golden Corral. So let's read from this article. It says, a woman in Pennsylvania is speaking out against the restaurant chain Golden Corral after getting kicked out of its Erie, Pennsylvania location because of her outfit. Soretta Emke took to her Facebook to share her grievances from a visit to the family-style restaurant where she went with her husband, son, and some friends to celebrate her son's birthday. Oh, wow. She wore this to her son's birthday. Okay. However, the group didn't have the dining experience that they anticipated since they were ultimately asked to leave. According to her post, the manager of the particular franchise told Emke that she was dressed too provocatively for the restaurant and suggested that she cover up. When she asked what was inappropriate about her outfit, the manager could not provide an answer. So I'll leave it to you. You can click on the article. What do you think is appropriate or inappropriate about her outfit? Do you think she's dressed perfectly fine and the manager was in the wrong? What do you think? This brings me back to the principal who instituted the dress code for the parents. And if you haven't seen my video on that, I will leave it linked down below. And it's just quite interesting. So that principal in Houston instituted a dress code because the parents have been showing up at the school in inappropriate attire, according to the principal. And that was a big news story. So the question is, who deems what as appropriate and inappropriate? And I think, you know, society has a lot to say about that. Of course, it's different in many different parts of the world. And so we're talking about America here and, you know, what people deem as appropriate or inappropriate. So I think looking at the women's outfit, that I certainly wouldn't wear something like that to a restaurant or on my son's birthday party. It looks more like swimwear to me. And so I wouldn't. And I think that the manager has every right to have their own rules. You know, some restaurants have dress codes. In fact, I was going to go to Houston's with my friend Joy. This was before I had the baby. And I was just looking up the address and I noticed that they too have a dress code. And that's perfectly within their right, I think. So it's just about what makes that particular private institution comfortable. So I think that the manager was in the right, and you know, hopefully she can evaluate what she was wearing. I have an idea for a future video because I have stories from before I discovered, you know, the look presentable always philosophy, and I have a few stories about my life before then. So let me know if you would like to hear my dressing faux pas stories. I would love to hear what you have to say about all of these current event stories. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. And a big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out their link below as well for 2 free months of Skillshare Premium. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time on The Daily Connoisseur. Bye!